Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Freed. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tolerating me with my mask. My wife had a kidney transplant, so I'm one of the 5%. No mask during the event, though. So I want to thank our friends at Paramount for putting this together. I'd like to point out the developer host today is one of the only firms in town that's vertically integrated and set up to do transactions in crypto. We'll hear from Peggy at the end, who will tell us all about that. I want to welcome our guest and subject matter expert, Jason Stone. Jason is probably one of the most prolific bloggers. He has a whole bunch of followers because he's a really smart guy. He's an electrical engineer. Is that what that is? Mechanical. Sorry. He's a lot smarter than me. I majored in real estate. So I want to welcome everybody today. And Jason, why don't you give us a start by telling us a little bit about what crypto is, maybe a little bit about blockchain, give us some terminology and set the stage for us.
All right, well, before I get started, I want to start off with a little story. You know, you guys probably see me hobbling around on this crutch today. And I had it scheduled on my calendar. This event was a couple weeks from now. I literally had knee surgery this morning at 5 a.m.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Lucas hit me up yesterday. He said, "You coming tomorrow, right?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a notification in my Google Calendar." He's like, "Bro, you got to make it." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it." So I'm here. You know, I'm making it happen.
I'll help you carry it, man. I'll help you carry it. I promise. I promise. If you need, just call me and I'll be right there.
I haven't slept. I had one painkiller, so we're gonna make it happen today. This might be a little fun.
Maybe we should get you some
little word slur here and there.
Champagne too to go with that pain pill.
I had one glass of champagne. But yeah, we're making it happen, guys. So my name is Jason Stone. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 22 years. I'm 42 years old right now. Just a little background. I went to school for mechanical engineering when I was in college. I started a business called Treadstone Performance. A hobby of mine. We used to make cars go faster. I sold high-performance turbocharging parts for cars. 2014, I got into social media. I started the account Millionaire Mentor. A lot of you may know that account. Almost 10 million followers now.
That's how. It's not easy, man. And by the way, you need to come with me to Supercar Saturday with my friends at Warren Henry.
Yes, I'm down. But now we're on the social media. No, social media is everything now. It's everybody's personal brand. It's your resume. And I always tell people, if you're not creating a brand and building your personal brand on social media, you're falling way behind. So with that being said, we can talk about crypto, let's talk about real estate.
Yeah, it sounds really great. So let's talk about crypto and real estate. I hear that there's a lot of transactions where people are using crypto to buy real estate. What do you hear about that?
Well, a lot of people think it's so complicated to buy real estate with crypto. At the end of the day, what Paramount is doing with FTX is they're just converting the crypto back into US dollars. I mean, you can do that with Coinbase right now, but a lot of people that own crypto don't even want to convert back to US dollars. They want to use their crypto as collateral. And I think this is where the world is going with decentralized finance. You know,
what do you mean decentralized finance? Let's talk about DeFi for just a second. Okay. What is that?
Well, DeFi, let's give the actual literal term of what is DeFi. You know, I got some notes here. At its core, DeFi is a passive income generator. But the actual definition, if you look up on Google, decentralized finance offers financial instruments without relying on intermediaries such as brokerages, exchanges, or banks by using smart contracts and blockchain.
Okay, so smart contracts and blockchain. Let's talk about that a little because there's block and there's chain. The block is the contract. The chain is just the way that it's held together and defined, right?
Yeah.
So then why is that something that's going to help to decentralize and democratize real estate?
Well, just kind of give you a high-level overview of blockchain. A lot of people don't understand it, and it's fine. You don't need to understand how the blocks are made and the code. Like when you whip out your credit card and you go to the credit card machine, do you care how everything's processed in the background? No, we just go, magic happens, we charge our card, we're done. Like that's how blockchain is going to work in the future. And blockchain is a digital ledger. Think of your bank account right now. Any bank teller can go in, type a couple of numbers and change it, right? Government can freeze your money. They can freeze your assets. They can transfer money out. Well, with digital ledger technology, anything that's happened in the past can never be changed. It's what they call immutable. So, sorry, these painkillers got me dry mouth.
We're all good. We're all good.
So being immutable means you don't have, you can't change anything that happens in the past. So you're in control of your own money. You're in control of your account. You're in control of everything. Blockchain is going to give power back to the people, eliminating the middleman.
Now, a lot of people have invested, early investors in different cryptocurrencies like Ethereum or Bitcoin. Many of them have made a lot of money, and they're looking to convert that virtual capital into real hard assets, and this is a place where they can do it, right?
Yeah, you could take your crypto right now, like if we go back to decentralized finance.
Yeah.
We still haven't really covered, like, does anybody really understand what DeFi means? Like, raise your hand. What is DeFi? Let's go, come on. We're gonna put her on spot.
You're not supposed to walk. I would have gone and done that.
DeFi is basically decentralized finance. It's like you said, like we don't have intermediaries. We do all the finance without the brokers, the bank institution, and blockchain is decentralized technology where we can manage our own finances without any institution.
Okay, I'm still confused. Raise your hand if you still understand what DeFi means. Okay, so when we talk about decentralized finance, I said it's a passive income generator. Let's just say you want to go get a loan. Now, the bank is going to look at your tax returns. The bank doesn't even care how much money you have in the bank, right? The bank, if you have $1 million in the bank, does the bank care if you can repay back that loan? No, right? It doesn't matter because they want to collateralize your hard assets, other properties. They're going to look at your tax returns, 2 years tax returns, and make sure you can even afford to pay back the loan. Now with DeFi, there's protocols out there that where if you have money in the bank, like USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can actually take loans out on that money. Imagine getting a 90% loan to value on your US dollar. You can't do it right now because the banks can't freeze your assets. But in blockchain, the crypto companies can freeze your USDT. So let's just say you take $1 million, convert it into USDT, costs you 1%. Now, this decentralized finance bank, where all banks are heading now, can now freeze your $1 million and give you 900,000. That blows my mind. And when people start understanding the power of decentralized finance and how you can get a loan, you can get 50% loan to value on your Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, you want to go get a mortgage? There's new banks popping up where you can actually get a mortgage on the crypto that you hold. They freeze your crypto, give you a loan on it, and now you have the purchasing power of $1.9 million. Does everybody kind of understand a little bit more? It's starting to make sense. So opening your eyes to these new companies, such as Nexo, Celsius, this is what's going to change the world. This is what's going to put blockchain on the map when people start really learning how to make money with DeFi. Now, that's just one piece of the puzzle. Now, imagine, take your $1 million that you have in the bank. How would you like to earn 12% interest on it? Raise your hand if you want to earn 12% interest on $1 million. If it was in US dollars, you see the savings account, they give you how much? 0.01?
Not much.
I remember I used to get 3 to 5% on my savings account. Who remembers those days?
They're coming back.
Damn, I'm that old? Come on. Who remembers getting 3% in your savings account? Yeah, long time ago. Well, imagine getting 12% now. That's the power of DeFi. Because they're loaning that money at 13%. So that difference of 1% is the money that the company's actually making.
Well, let's take a step back for a minute because that's pretty technical. Let's talk about the impact that this can have on people doing more deals. There's a lot of people that have made incredible profits on their cryptocurrency as an asset class. They've taken the unrealized gain. They're sitting on it. That's a great asset that in a place like this, they can convert into a hard asset. I mean, they've specifically got a program about that. Peggy's going to talk about that in a little while, so Peggy better get ready for that. And, you know, it's happening more and more down here. Now, we were talking about digital currency. How would that relate to an NFT?
NFTs, wow, the buzzword of 2022.
Yeah, it was almost 2023, so let's take a look back. Let's take a present taste, and then let's take a look looking forward on NFTs.
Okay, well, you want to go to the literal meaning of an NFT?
Yeah, let's talk about what that means first and why it's something that people have been buying, and let's talk about the valuation trends a little bit.
If you go to Google, type in what is an NFT, it's going to say an NFT is a digital asset that represents real world objects like art, music, and in-game items and videos. They're bought and sold online frequently with cryptocurrency and are generally encoded with the same underlying software as crypto. Now, let's give the dumbed down version.
Oh, well, that's tremendous. That just shows how thoughtful the people at Paramount really are. Well done, sir. Thank you.
By the way, guys, I haven't slept.
You told us that already, so now you just proved it.
Am I doing good so far?
Well, what we're doing is we're talking about NFTs. We're talking about how we're really not selling little Art Basel things. The NFT is probably going to be something that exists in the metaverse. It'll probably be parallel to what we're buying in the real world, in the virtual world, and the analog world. So the way I see it is that I'm not going to want to own my condo and have somebody else own my condo in the virtual world. I'm going to want to own both. I'm going to want to be able to furnish that condo in both places. That's going to have an impact on real estate. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, going just kind of back to NFTs, like they represent these digital items, but they can also represent a lot of other things like a membership. Like Gary Vee has a restaurant that if you own the NFT, you can get access to his restaurant. You know, it's cool. Real estate properties are being sold that if you own the NFT, you get access to maybe Airbnb, the rental property for a certain amount of time. You know, the NFT can be anything. It is what you say it is. So that's the utility of NFTs. It's whether a membership to a club, access to a certain event, access to come have dinner, lunch, brunch. Gary Vee launched VeeFriends. Some of the accesses that he gives is hang out for a day with him, go bowling with him, play basketball with him. You know, these are access NFTs. So NFTs represent more than just art. Yes, the art may also represent access. Like, who's here heard of the Bored Ape Yacht Club? The apes. No, not that many people. Got a couple.
So then let me take a little bit of a deeper dive on that. So then this is really sort of like a token. The token is really a legal document. It defines what can and can't be done. It exists on the blockchain. So if I had a townhouse at a project like this, that it had a recreational component to it, that I could break that off. I could put that into 2 different tokens. I could fractionalize it. I could sell it off. I could make money doing that. It creates liquidity that hasn't ever existed before. And that's really the thing that everybody's been after here, is the ability to have secondary market liquidity. And that's coming.
Yes. So when you buy an NFT, let's say you have a property for sale and you want to NFT it. You put on your website, if you own this NFT, you get the property for this many days, this many weeks, or maybe it's a fund. You're investing to this NFT, so you get a return on your investment. So syndicates are being formed, investment funds are being formed. When you own an NFT, you get a certain amount of dividends, or when you lock up your token called staking, you get what they call staking rewards.
Well, the reality is what this really is real estate syndication. It gives fractional ownership. The token gives the rules on how that could be done. And it's something that's coming to a urban development near you real soon. In fact, I'm working with a number of developers to front-end load their funding in this way. And I was on a call in the parking lot before I came up with a group that's buying apartment projects, and they're using a GPLP structure, and they're going to tokenize both ends. And that's, again, another discussion for another day. This is all evolving right now. You can't really put one of these tokens on a real marketplace yet because the marketplace doesn't exist. It's just reaching critical mass. The critical mass will probably occur at the end of the summer, beginning of the fall. And then the secondary market critical mass will probably happen the beginning of next year. We've talked about that on prior Freed on Business shows. How do you feel about the trend here in Miami and the fact that we're becoming the center of digital currency? Notice I didn't say crypto that time.
I think it's amazing. Like, let's give it up for Miami being the crypto blockchain capital of the United States. Like,
hey, I'll give a props
to the mayor of Miami.
I'll give a props to the mayor. The mayor deserves a high five for answering that tweet.
Yeah,
following through.
I have some fun facts here.
Roll them at me, Jason.
Miami just got approved so you can pay your taxes and city fees with crypto. Like, that is amazing. Because I have a lot of USDT earning 12%. I would love to pay everything. In fact, my whole ecosystem of credit cards, making payments, and my bank account is all revolved around USDT. Like, I don't even have that much money.
What is USDT? Tell everybody.
Tether. So USDT is one of the first stable coins ever invented. It's the biggest, has the biggest market capitalization.
What does stable coin mean?
It means it's pegged to the US dollar. So every Tether USDT that you own is equal to $1. Remember, I'm earning 12% a year.
Yeah, I heard that part.
I just want
we'll
to
talk about that afterwards. I gotta take everything out of my IRA and put it into that.
I don't have a 401k. I don't have an IRA. I don't have overextended life insurance, whatever they call it nowadays. I earn way more money in crypto.
That's tremendous. Now, what would be one of the tips that you would give somebody to look into crypto? You said you're invested in a stable coin. How did you find out about that? And do you have that in your wallet? And what is a wallet? And why do I need one?
So everybody should have a Coinbase wallet. There you can go buy your Ethereums, your XRP. Oh, I can't buy XRP right now. Your Tether, which is USDT. You can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of maybe 20 to 30 other top 20 cryptocurrencies. That is the main wallet you should be downloading right now and getting to get your US dollars into the blockchain ecosystem. From there, you can transfer it wherever you want, because that's usually the way everybody in the United States does it.
And I do want to say one thing. You are not a financial advisor, and you are not giving financial advice.
I'm not giving financial advice.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear. I've now conformed with FINRA. We are not giving investor advice, and we are not certified investment advisors.
Disclaimer.
There you go. So we've defined some of the terminology. We've talked about the trends here in the marketplace. Tell me about some of the digital transactions that you've been involved with that have really sold you on being involved with this?
Some of the digital transactions I've been involved with.
Yeah, you've done deals with Bitcoin and Ethereum and your stable dollar?
Yeah, I mean, I make payments every single day to my vendors in USDT. That's like the first question I ask them. Do you accept USDT?
Do they ask you what is that?
And if they don't know, I teach them because it takes like 5 minutes for them to set up a wallet.
Now, how about
In
people?
fact, I got a little story. Sorry to
Go
interrupt you.
ahead. No, stories are good.
I was buying my wife a birthday present at the jewelry store, and I asked the jeweler, "Do you have a crypto account?" He's like, "Yeah, I set up a Coinbase like 5 years ago. I haven't checked it. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Let me see it. Log in." He couldn't log in. He had to get the 2FA. We went through the whole process to get him logged in. I'm like, you should build a portfolio. Let me teach you how to build a portfolio. In fact, can I pay for this watch in USDT?
I'm going to remind everybody that you're not a financial advisor.
Well, I'm not giving advice. I'm just telling a story.
That's a story, but like I said. So does anybody have any questions out there? We've been rolling along here, but this could be bilateral. Anybody have any questions? Or you're going to have to ask somebody if they know a term again.
I would like to discuss one little topic here.
Go.
I don't think we discussed what Web3 is yet.
Say what?
Web3.
Web 3.0. Excellent. You want me to talk about it?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so what's Web 3.0? Well, Web 3.0 is, I actually had this was a meeting earlier today. Well, Web 3.0 is, it's going to be basically the metaverse, where the first part of the web was sending emails. The second part was getting everything sent to you by Amazon. The next part is going to be, you'll go in there and you'll be fully immersed. I'll give you an example why this matters to the realtors in the room. Every house is going to need a new room. The room is going to have padding on it and nothing else. That's going to be their green room where they're going to experience the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm on the VR every day.
You see that? All right. And why is that important for real estate? Well, the person that I met with earlier today is a fund manager for a multiple family office. They're going to be opening up a new component of their business, which is going to be the administration component. And what they're going to do is every building that they buy is going to have a black box from Johnson Controls. It's going to feed into Cushman & Wakefield. Cushman & Wakefield program is going to be updating the value on that every single second instantaneously. And then my friend, the fund administrator, is going to have it downloaded to him. And today, if you wanted to buy loans in the secondary market, you'd have to buy what the guy at KeyBank originated. You'd have to buy the A, B, or unrated piece on the office building he decided to make a loan on. In the future, you'll be able to send code out, and code will put your portfolio together for you. And if you want to sell a portion of that portfolio, you'll be able to do it instantaneously. That's an example of Web 3.0 and its application to real estate. How'd I do?
Pretty good, pretty good. Let's add a little touch to it. So we think of Web 1.0. Web 1.0 is you read it. You used to go on the internet, read blogs, dial up AOL. And we read everything because that's all the internet was back then. Now we enter into Web 2.0. We've been in this Web 2.0 for a while now, 30 years almost. Web 2.0 is you write it. It's highly centralized, and we think of all the big tech, Google, Facebook, YouTube, all the social media platforms. It features user-generated content. We're constantly reading it, and we're also writing to it. Now, if you think of Web 3.0, you own it. Everybody say, I own it. Oh, that was sucked. Come on. So
we're going to own it, and it's going to be Web 3.0. I'll give you an example of Web 3.0 that you can really touch and feel. This was on our show about 2 months ago. The former head of the Tesla Foundation and one of the cousins of the Jackson 5 has come together to create an entertainment company. The entertainment company is raising money by selling shares in the company. The shares are collateralized by their coin. You're going to get your coin invested with them it'll be, say, worth 8. When it breaks escrow, that coin will be worth 10. What you're going to use the coin for? To watch and experience their unique entertainment opportunities in your little room with the pads in it. And you go, well, what's that? Well, Elton John's final concert, that'll be online. You won't be able to go unless you own some of these coins. And you want to sit in the front row? That's 100. Want to sit in the back? That's 10. Want to sit in the middle? And that's the way they're going to work it. And then what they're going to do is they're going to get Hermes as a sponsor. And you go, why would Hermes sponsor this? Because on your way to the front of the Hollywood Bowl where you're going to sit down virtually, you're going to walk past the Hermes place. And somebody's going to want to buy an Hermes purse to put in her virtual house, in her virtual closet, so that when she goes out virtually, she can look good. And that's Web 3.0.
Virtual and augmented reality. In fact, Ariana had a concert in the metaverse. I forgot how many people showed up. It was in the millions. Justin Bieber had a concert in the metaverse. You know the play that big tech companies are building their metaverses for? It's for advertising. Because 12 million people are going to walk through the same hallway, whether you can see 10, 20, 50, or 100, and they're going to see the same advertising.
Correct.
So it's all about advertising. That's
the biggest
Facebook
issue on that is that the technology to all attend at the same moment doesn't exist yet at that magnitude. That's the only thing that's holding all this stuff back now is capacity. And we're working on that. I guess other people are. I'm not really hands-on on that. So what do you see coming down the road? We've talked about the impact on our lives today. We've talked about what's happened in the past. What's the next step? And I guess Peggy's going to come up here in a little while and tell us the approach here on site about what the next step is. Keep touting Peggy. What do you see as the next phase of the blockchain, crypto, tokens? Put your hat on. It's 12 months from now. It moves so fast. What's going to be happening here in Miami?
I think DeFi is going to catch on a lot more. We discussed earlier. I think we're going to get through this little bull market. I think each bear market. We're in a little bear market right now. I think each bear cycle is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And I think eventually Bitcoin is going to stabilize a little. It's not going to become so volatile. I think Ethereum will slowly stabilize. I'm not going to give you any price predictions, but we got a ways to go for more mass adoption. Like, I think only a couple % of the world even have cryptocurrency.
Well, let's talk about that for a second because, well, I'm going to sound old for a minute. When I was in college, right after I invented fire and the wheel, we were talking about how much pension fund advisors had invested in real estate. And at the time, it was like 1%. We said that they should probably have 3 to 4%. When they started moving their money into real estate, it started to compress cap rates. So you would expect the same kind of thing to happen as people adopted crypto. The institutions are buying crypto now. It's becoming an institutionalized asset. Instead of being a counter beta, that means instead of moving against the stock market, it's now moving in correlation, which is one of the old benefits was that it was a hedge against everything. Now, if it's moving in tandem, it's just another asset class. What does that mean for the people in the room?
You better price predict it. Major companies and corporations are now holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet. I think top 5 companies in the world have the most Bitcoin. China, United States, and MicroStrategy, Elon Musk, and a couple other big companies own Bitcoin. So if they're doing it, shouldn't you be allocating some of your portfolio to some Bitcoin? I believe so.
I just got a text from a young person. They text me, what can I tell you? They asked me a question. So is there going to be a Web 4.0? And what would that look like? Now that we're fully immersed and fully integrated, what's next?
Well, we still have a long way to go for Web 3.0. So I don't even know what Web 4.0, what is Web 4.0?
Well, they're watching this from their school, so you better watch out. You're now updating the future generation here. I want to give a high five to all the kids that are watching us. Thank you for talking about the future of real estate. What else do you think the folks in the room should know to protect themselves against the vagaries of what's going on right now? Because there's a lot of misinformation out there. What are some of the frequent things that you hear about Bitcoin, tokenization, and blockchain that are really untrue rumors that we can do a little myth busting right now?
Well, first things first, if you hear about a token or a coin from your friend, your parents, or even your grandparents, run far, far away.
Thanks for including your grandparents on that.
I'm sure everybody heard of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. Look where they're at right now. Well, everything's down, but those tokens will go to zero. It doesn't matter who's promoting it. At the end of the day, 99% of cryptocurrency, and this is sad but true, is a Ponzi scheme. You know, I hate to say it, but
you said it. So I'll say my point on that. When I drive past Edison High and buy Bitcoin is flashing on top of the bodega, that's the JP Morgan moment. You know, so be very careful, buyer beware. But now let's talk about my thought on what's coming next. What's coming next is asset-based tokens, asset-based coin. And once that happens, I think that you'll see better acceptance. I think that you'll see institutional acceptance where in the past they would buy mortgage-backed securities. I got to say it again, sorry. I'm old enough to remember when the first real estate securitizations came along with Ethan Penner and Nomura. And what he said was that if he had started earlier, he wouldn't have made it. And if he started later, he wouldn't have made it because everybody was doing it. It was hitting it right at the hockey stick moment. And so each person in the room needs to evaluate their personal risk profile, their desire to be really an information broker and an educator on this particular issue. First, for yourself, and then for others. Because while we're not financial advisors, when I put my NMLS hat on, I am. Oh yeah, I have one of those. I have one. You notice how I kept calling him out? You got to be careful. So I do the high-end residential mortgages. I help people with all their different mortgages. I'm starting to get questions about this. And I tell everybody that I'm not their financial advisor on that, to be very, very careful, to talk to their lawyer and really to talk to their partner. Because you're talking about taking a risk that really can't be evaluated. And that's why what they're doing here at Paramount is actually groundbreaking, because they're freezing the price, they're converting it and giving the people the actual value without having to have them take the risk. So it really is a great way for your client that made a lot of money in the crypto market to monetize that and put it into hard assets, which is what they really all should be seeking if it's a bear market for crypto. By the way, I am not a financial advisor and I am not advising anybody to do anything. What do you think about all that?
Well, that was a mouthful.
I want to give you a chance. I want to give you a chance. They didn't put anything in that water, did they?
No. What was the question?
Really, there really wasn't a question.
Yeah.
I was just rambling, man. But the question really is, what do you think that people need to do when they're evaluating the real estate component of one of these? What do they really need to look for? Because to me, the most important thing is the quality of the sponsor. Oh my God, I'm selling this place while I'm up here talking. So, you know, you have one of the best sponsors here. They're well capitalized. They've got an incredible vision. They've got a ground zero location. It's a perfect place for either a primary or secondary or even third home. The guys and gals that I know that are moving here and moving their companies here are literally buying units for their people to come and go. I know that's what's going on at 1000 Museum. I financed the portfolio loan at 1000 Museum, by the way. So with all of these new financial instruments coming, what is your preferred coin? If you have your money in a coin, it sounds to me like you like stable coin that's linked to the dollar. Why would you say that?
Well, I like making the passive income on it, number one.
You keep that in a bank, like an online bank, a virtual bank?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's more and more popping up every single day. but there's some major ones. Not going to recommend anyone. I think I mentioned a couple names earlier, but my favorite coin right now is Ethereum. Ethereum is where the smart contracts are going to be deployed for real estate transactions. Now imagine this. Imagine a world where you didn't have to go to a title company to do all the paperwork for transferring or selling a real estate property. Imagine all that was done by a smart contract on blockchain. And everybody got their money. All the smart contracts are programmed to divvy up the money here, like just like it's divvied up on the.
Yeah, a smart contract is computer code that represents what in the past you would have had from the lawyer that said it was a syndication. It sets the rules.
Yeah, so that is the first and one of the best cryptocurrencies that enable smart contracts. And that's where the majority of my money is. Again, I'm not a financial investor.
So let's talk about a couple of things. We've only got about 5 minutes left. If somebody wants to ask a question, please raise your hand. But okay, one more. I'll get you 1 second. Okay, I see you're next. And the reason that the digital currency is important is because it attaches code-wise to the smart contract. And that's one of the reasons why you need the digital currency. Miss that raised her hand. You were here early too. You were one of the first people that showed up.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. So what I'm wondering
What's
is...
your name?
Silvana.
Yolanda?
Silvana.
Huh?
Silvana.
Silvana.
I can't hear. Oh, great.
Yeah. All right, I guess you got it.
I never get the names right. It's part of my thing. Sorry. I'm FRIED, so, you know.
No, no problem. So if I tokenize my house and I put on OpenSea, someone buy that in Ethereum, how is the legal paperwork behind that? Does not have anything? Like, so they will just buy and they'll transfer the ownership and that's it?
Right now, that's not happening in this. No one has really, the governments and the financial institutions have all the control. What decentralization is going to happen is it's going to remove some of these middlemen, and people are going to come out with a way to. You can't do it right now.
The market hasn't reached critical mass yet. There's got to be a certain amount of people doing it before it all starts being efficient. On the token and Web 3.0 for real estate, the marketplaces are forming. All of the collateral people are jockeying for position. The initial deals are starting to be brought to the market. They'll be capitalized first with crowdfunding, with the structure in place to do tokens later. But the structure for you selling your virtual key to somebody and taking your Ethereum doesn't exist yet. We're on the way. That's why you have to deal with the Paramount, because they've got the infrastructure to do that.
I understand. What I don't understand is that, like, why I can take like a piece of art or my own like couch and tokenize that and sell to whoever can buy.
You can.
And I cannot do this with my own house.
Yeah, because your house is a financial transaction that's regulated. What you're talking about is creating a security. And the SEC is chasing all the people that are trying to do this without the SEC. And it's not going to be comfortable for them. We've got 3 minutes left. If Peggy could kind of come up, we'd really appreciate it.
You could turn your house into an NFT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then sell in the market.
You could literally take a picture of your house, put it on OpenSea and say, hey, I'm selling a week share at my house.
But that's what I'm saying. And then after someone actually buy in Ethereum or whatever other coin that I put out there available, how the process behind that's going to work is if there is no like regulation or
it's just like going on Airbnb. Sorry to interrupt you. It's just like doing it on Airbnb. You put your house up for sale on Airbnb, or you're going to use OpenSea. And in OpenSea, you can have maybe 10 NFTs, fractionalized ownership of your house, 10. And then each one that sells, you can also program a royalty fee in there. You can program a 50% royalty. Someone stays at your house for a month. They move out of state. They want to sell their NFT on the blockchain. Boom, they sell it to the next buyer. You get a royalty.
Miss, right in front of the lady with the microphone.
Actually, Silvana,
Our question answerer.
Yeah, I have the answer for you. I work with real estate tokenization, and I close real estate transactions with crypto.
Are you a title agent? Is that what role do you play?
No, I'm electronic engineering. I have a platform called
You're an
Square Foot
attorney.
Coin.
Okay.
No, I'm not an attorney.
What are you? What,
Electronic engineering.
huh?
Electronic engineering.
Electronic engineering.
She's a technology person.
Yes.
Okay.
I own a tokenization platform.
Okay.
But answer your question, the real world, everything's the same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
All the paperwork, all the mortgage,
Yeah.
the title company, nothing
Everything's the
changed.
same.
It's just like an extra process to
Yeah.
make it pretty.
See, this is what it is. The block is the information. The information is exactly the same as it is in the analog world, but now it's digital. The chain is the code that keeps it together. The title searches that look all the way back to the granting of the property in the, from the French and the Louisiana Purchase in Florida, that's all going to be standardized and there in the blockchain, and you won't be able to manipulate it. He said that earlier today. So that certainty, that's going to get a lot of impact on the title companies. Jason, we're almost out of time. Do you want to make a final wrap-up comment here?
Guys, how many people do not have any cryptocurrency right now? Raise your hand. Wow, like half the room. All right, so your homework for tonight or this week is to go do some homework. Search what blockchain is, search what cryptocurrency is, search what NFTs are. Do your homework, learn about the space, because financial institutions are even recommending it. JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, they're telling you to put 5 to 10% allocation of your investment portfolio into cryptocurrencies. Now, if the big banks are doing it, why shouldn't you? So I'm gonna leave you with that. Thank you so much for being here. I can't believe I made it this far. We didn't come this far to get this far, so thank you so much. Thank you for having
You're
us.
tremendous. Give it over here. I want to thank Jason Stone for joining us. Peggy, you want to come up for a minute? Our host has a couple of words to say.
Thank you so much, Jason. I know you pulled it off, so we're really appreciative. I just want to say very, very simple. We've really wanted to make this work for you. What we've done at Paramount is really make it easy for you and your buyer who owns or happens to own crypto and decides that he wants to buy some real estate. What we've done, we've have a full set of attorneys that make it easy, do all the paperwork for you. And on top of that, we've done a partnership with FTX, which obviously being in the neighborhood and having the arena named after them right by us, of course, they wanted to work with us. So what they've done is they've done a very favorable exchange, which that happens to be one of the reasons sometimes when people decide not to cash in their crypto because they have to pay very high fees for trading. We've made it very easy. So if you want to learn more about how that process that works, we've done several of those. We're closing on another one today. We only have about 10 penthouses left. Out of the entire crown of the building in our penthouses. So we have 10 of them left, ranging from 3 to 10 million, 10.5 million. Some of those, I know we were going to put some renderings up here, and you can connect with the team where I know there everybody is around. And you should take a moment to see them. Why? Because they're buying, people, our buyers for what's left at Paramount, being in the most dynamic city and the best location in Miami, which is downtown, it's on fire, as all of you may know. It's a perfect home for a lot of these young professionals that are moving here from California, and they're reaching out to all of you and saying, we want to buy some real estate in Miami. And we are one of the few buildings that still have inventory left. So take a moment, visit with us, learn about how we make it easy so you guys can make your 7% commissions, and we're happy to help. So thank you, Jason. Thank you for moderating. And any questions, please reach out. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our hosts at Paramount. Enjoy the rest of the event. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to sleep.